Hello family and friends, I'm Susan and welcome to my home. Hey everybody, it's Susan again, and today we're going to be doing a little Italian. Some chicken parmesan that's actually baked in the oven. It is so good and it's not really hard. You just got to make sure that you cut the pieces and beat them thin and then dredge them and get them in the oven. I'll show you the process. Ponytails up, let's get to cooking. Hey everybody, it's Susan, and today we are going to be doing chicken parmesan, something I've been doing for quite a few years. It's quite an easy recipe. It's not as hard as you think, but it is actually a baked version of chicken parmesan. So let's start with the ingredients. It says whole wheat bread, but I use Italian breadcrumbs, about 4 ounces of Italian breadcrumbs. It says 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, which is, of course, the oregano that came from my garden last year. Then we have garlic powder. It says 1/2 teaspoon. 4 teaspoons of paprika. And, of course, we've got the pepper and the salt. And then we've got some all-purpose flour, some olive oil. And I use traditional pasta sauce. It says to use marinara sauce. I like this better. It's Aldi's version. It's good. Of course, the Parmesan, you can use the kind in the shaker can, or you can use this, which I like this Parmesan really good. And of course, fresh mozzarella cheese. This one is actually already sliced, so it makes it really easy, but you do need a big slab of mozzarella if you're going to do this. I have not tried it with the shredded mozzarella. I think this gives it a much better flavor. And then of course you're going to have your chicken, which it says 6 ounces of skinless, boneless chicken breast halves, pounded to a 1/2 inch thickness, which these are nice big chicken breasts, and I'm going to pound those out. It was only about $7 all total for this, and this is probably going to make Danny and I 2 or 3 meals, and I'll put them in the freezer. That way I can heat them up real quick whenever I need to. So let's get to cooking. Okay, here is the chicken. I'm going to slice these in half because they are huge. Oh my goodness gracious, they're huge. I'm going to also take a bunch of stuff off of them. I'm going to slice them in half, and then we're going to pound them out till they're a 1/4 inch thickness. I've cut all the fat and stuff off of the chicken breast. I'm going to go ahead and cut them down the middle. That way I can get them about half as big as they are, because they are huge. And then I'm going to pound them until they are 1/4 inch thickness. There we go. All of them are cut up. Now all I gotta do is pound them out. All I have to do is basically pound these into about 1/4 inch chicken breast. And I put them in a plastic bag so I don't have all the mess that comes with pounding chicken. And basically just fill it with your hands. This is one I haven't pounded, and it's a little bit above a 1/4 of an inch. You kind of know what a 1/4 of an inch feels like. And then pound it down. Now that I've pounded them all out, they're nice and thin. 1/4 of an inch. If you need something to go by, look at a ruler. That's about the thickness you want. And then I'm going to start to dredge them. And in the first bowl, I have the all-purpose flour and half of the salt and pepper. Second bowl, I've actually got the egg yolks, which I actually got an egg in it, which is not that big of a deal. And I'm actually doubling it, so this is double because I'm making twice as much, but it should be 2 egg whites and milk. I've got to put the milk in there. And then the third bowl, I have the Italian breadcrumbs. I have the oregano, the garlic powder, the paprika, half the salt, and half the pepper. So I'm going to add the milk to that, and then we'll start pounding out the chicken, and we'll start dredging it through the stations. We're going to take each piece of chicken that has been nicely pounded thin. We're going to put it in the flour mixture first, make sure that both sides are well coated. Shake off the excess. We're going to run it through the milk and egg. Well, it's supposed to be egg white, but I dropped the egg yolk in there, so it'll be a fine. And then the breadcrumbs. And then put them on the pan to heat up. I poured some olive oil in my pan, and now it's time to put the chicken breast in. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in, and then I'm going to do all the rest of the breast, and then we'll get them into the oven to cook. All the chicken is breaded in the flour mixture, the egg and milk mixture, and the crumb mixture, and it is ready to go in a 400-degree oven for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to top it and put it back in to melt, but I'll show you what it looks like in about 15 minutes. These have been in the oven for 15 minutes. I'm going to pull them out, top them with marinara, mozzarella, and Parmesan, and then we'll get them back in the oven. Now I've smeared mozzarella on all of the chicken breast, and I have separated up all of the mozzarella. It was already pre-sliced, so all I had to do was separate it up. Now I'm just going to place mozzarella on each chicken. That way it's going to cover the chicken with the mozzarella. So I think everybody's pretty well covered with mozzarella. Now I'm going to put some Parmesan on. And again, you can use the cans of Parmesan. I do have the fancy shredded Parmesan I had for another recipe, so I'm just going to put some of it on here. And just deck it out with Parmesan. I need to go ahead and use it up. I've got Parmesan on top. I've got mozzarella. Let's put them in the oven to melt for about 10 minutes on 400. Okay, and here is the Parmesan chicken. I actually put it in the broiler for just a few seconds to get a little bit of char on the top. And it's ready to plate and for us to eat. Okay, and I've just plated it. Chicken Parmesan, fettuccine Alfredo, and of course some microwave squash, one of our favorites. I got some squash out of the garden, so it is producing now, but try it. It is amazing. Look at that Parmesan chicken. So good. I hope you enjoyed today's video on the chicken Parmesan. I did double the recipe, and that made enough for Danny and I to eat at least 3 times. So I have 2 more in the freezer for later. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, hope you have a great week. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos.